And can we normalize walking away from people without leaving behind damage? A lot of times people know what it is that they want going into a relationship. They know whether or not a situation is going to last or whether or not it's going to end abruptly. They know whether or not they're in something for the long run, is what I'm trying to say. And a lot of situations that end in damage could be avoided if people would just be honest about what it is that they want in a relationship versus trying to lead a person on, versus trying to live a double life, versus trying to have their cake and eat it too, to manipulate, to deceive, to do all of these extra things that are unnecessary, but ultimately hurt that person because they're under a different impression than the reality, than the real truth. Walk away before leaving behind damage. If you know that you have no intention of doing somebody right, leave them alone. There's no need to try to pull somebody down so that you feel better about not being able to fulfill their needs, about not being ready for them, about not being what it is that that person wants you to be. Because a lot of times that's the reason why there is damage in situations. The person feels some type of way because they can't meet that other person's expectations. They feel some type of way because they aren't up to par. They feel some type of way because they themselves are hurt. Whatever the case may be. But the pain could be avoided. The damage could be avoided had they just humbled themselves to just be honest and say, you know what, I'm not ready for anything more. I myself have some things to heal. I myself have some things that I need to work on before I can go any further in this relationship or this friendship or whatever the case may be. But one thing I do know is that it's not going to work. And that will solve a whole lot of the nonsense that things result in a lot of times. But we live in a world where people will rather play games, go along to get along for whatever their personal ego or whatever it is that they want out of the situation, than to do what's right. And I feel like it's a time and a place to be strategic, you know, and playing with a person's heart and spirit, it never ends well. Because what you do to somebody else is guaranteed 9 times out of 10 that will come back around and it will find you, and the same thing will happen to you. It may not happen right away, it may happen years from now, but a lot of times what they say, what goes around comes around, it definitely comes back around to you. And then you have to be faced with the reality of what you did to somebody else, somebody doing to you.